everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Celeste. Today we're going to be talking about some very serious topics, so as always with these videos, viewer discretion is advised from this point forward. So today we're going to be reacting and watching a video from Steve Wilkos again. The last video is copyrighted, so I'm going to have to try to work on that today for this video and probably videos moving forward. We're just going to be doing it on 1.5 speed. That might help a little bit with copyright and everything like that. So I apologize if it might be a little too quick. So with the video, we are going to go ahead and watch it, kind of talk about it here and there, and then at the end, we're going to read the comments.
Now, you made the statement, if Jerry was not a child molester, he'd be the best dad in the world.
Yes.
Well, tell me about that.
You gotta keep in mind that he and I were in a relationship before this came about.
Sure.
He had been picking the children up even after the relationship for whenever it was convenient. So
when you saw him
living
interacting
together,
with your children,
say it again.
When you saw him interacting with your children, how would you describe it?
He was attentive. He was caring. So I'm not gonna take that from him.
You tased him?
Right now, do it again. You wanna hand me one?
No, I don't want to hand you
Wow.
one. Why did you tase him?
When I went to pick up my children on this particular night, I put my children in the car. He and 5 other family members came storming out the house, coming at me sideways. Already sent me a taser to protect myself because of DV. So when he got in my face and his family was getting in my face, I automatically defended myself.
Okay, I'm gonna pause right here. So she just pretty much said that he was a good father, but abused her while they were in the relationship to the point where she had to get a taser. Imagine fighting with your partner and having to pull out a taser. That's not a safe environment for any children to be in, let alone an adult.
Tased him, what happened? What did he do?
He ran off, he grabbed a brick, and he came running back up the alley with the brick.
God. The judge told you that he
Right,
saw you
so just that right there, his response is obviously very dangerous, not healthy at all. It's very, very dangerous for children to live in volatile situations. Clearly, that is just common sense. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that children should not be in situations or households like this. It can really disrupt their growing and learning experience as in adolescence, and this is why a lot of the adults in today's world are very screwed up because of, you know, just generational trauma.
by keeping her son from his dad.
Again, because Jerry never went to jail for what he did.
But if there's no evidence that Jerry did this,
he did not go to jail, that does not mean that it did not happen.
but it doesn't mean it happened either. But it's all these agencies that are, you know, to protect children, and nobody's really.
And all these agencies failed to protect my children.
Do they ask for their?
And that I do agree with. A lot of these, you know, state certified, like CPS, different things. I know it's different in different countries, different states, stuff like that. They do fail children a majority of the time, and that's very sad and disturbing to say. You know, if you read in my description, my channel description, you can see I've always wanted to be a children's social worker. A lot of people go into the field with a completely different mindset, just like you get, you know, people in the healthcare industry. They're there because nurses, quote unquote, make a lot of money or make a good amount of money, but they actually don't have a nurturing or caring bone in their body. They're there just to get a check and go home and go about their lives, and they don't dedicate their life and their emotional intelligence and just their heart to these people. Unfortunately, it is the same in, you know, these child cases.
Let's meet Jerry.
Man, why you up here lying like that?
What
you know
reason would I possibly
man?
have to? Please walk
You
up.
lying? I'm not gonna
Please
walk up to you, man.
Please walk
I ain't on that. You lying? Why you lying?
She is very
No reason to lie.
volatile.
1, 2, it ain't been.
I would be too, though. I definitely understand why. If my child came to me and told me, listen, this is happening to me and it is by my parent, I would be livid. But as an adult, we are supposed to take the right steps, take the appropriate steps to figure out, okay, this is what my child's telling me. What can I do next? Go to the police, have an investigation done. It's gonna be a hard process. You know, obviously when any child comes to you or even an adult comes to you and tells you these things, it's very hard to listen to. It's very hard to process. But with children especially, it is very violating. So you really need to make sure that you're taking the appropriate steps and measures so that way that child does not endure any more trauma just based off, you know, what's happening alone.
Get your math right.
19. It's been a long time.
Okay, who cares about
It's been a long
math?
time.
Let's you know, we don't care about math or anything like that.
Yeah,
we're here
you're
to find
there
out
for the
whether you
children.
molested your children. Now, you're accused of this. Why do you believe? Because I'll ask you, did you sexually molest your children?
No.
Okay. Why do you think you're being accused?
A custody battle. She wanted full custody to make me look bad. I called
I have sole custody. I don't need to make you look bad.
If you trying to make
That's not a
allegations, make me look
custody
bad.
battle
Show me
issue.
look
The judge granted me sole
bad. My son love me. I love him.
That's not a custody battle
I'm
issue.
talking over
When my child, I'm gonna continue talking over your stupid self. When my child tells me that they were molested by you, little boy, I'm gonna pretend.
Did the police ever talk to you?
No.
So no, you never been arrested?
No.
Never been told you can't see your kids?
Never.
Okay. Very violent between the two of you though, right?
Very.
Right, it's got violent. Well,
It could be because of this.
because
because
Because of this, the restraining order was in place before these allegations ever even came about.
You dropped that first.
Again,
You
right
dropped that
again.
first.
do you think that she's
So
manufacturing
yeah,
this? That she's
she dropped the first one, but that doesn't make it okay. And clearly there is a lot of tension between these two. They were obviously in a relationship, they had a child, but clearly their relationship is not healthy just based off their interactions within 20 seconds of seeing each other.
He's made coaching your children to say this?
Yes.
So
I
you
have
took a
absolutely
test,
no reason to
whether you did this and you took a test whether she's fabricating. Did you ever touch Tameka's daughter for your own sexual gratification or pleasure? He answered no. Did you ever touch your son for your own sexual gratification or
I
pleasure?
do not have
He answered
any
no.
clue.
The results
if
came
he
back the
did
same
this
to
or
each
not.
question, and it
Let's
came back
see.
that Jerry told the truth.
When I was begging you to take the daggone test, can you please take the test?
They still let me see my son.
Shut up.
And she had no reaction. Let's go back for a second and look at her reaction. So she's just pretty much standing there, really no reaction. She just shakes her head, okay. If I found out that my ex even, or my current partner, did not do what our child is accusing them of, I would be absolutely floored. I would be so happy, so grateful. Obviously still a very traumatic experience, and I would not just stand there. I wouldn't have my arms crossed. That's body language 101. She is just very reserved. She is sticking to herself. She's very volatile, so it's not really looking good for this woman.
Good.
You ain't gonna say so? You ain't gonna say
She
nothing?
just
You ain't
seems
gonna say
very pissed. She has a lot of anger towards him, and I think it's very, very obvious.
Didn't I tell you before? When I was begging you to take the daggone test, can you please take the test?
They still let me see
Every
my
single
son.
time. Shut up.
They let me see.
I asked you, can you please take this test?
This
because
guy.
if you pass this test, you can see him whenever you want to.
Why would I
But when
take
my
the
child
test?
tells me something
When the judge
happens,
told
I
me-
don't defend my
She
child
let me
at
see
all
my son.
costs. My child said you did it, so I kept him away from you.
So now he's gonna read her test results.
Any chance you want to try to make this
I'm
work
really
so you get back
curious.
together?
Hell no,
I
the
got a
frick.
whole girlfriend at home.
Tameka came here and she took a lie detector test. And we asked her, did your daughter tell you he touched my pee-pee, referring to Jerry? She said yes. Did your son tell you my pee-pee he bites?
Children are very intelligent, more than we give them, props for. Yeah, they're children, but they're not stupid.
The results for Tameka's lie detector test, the results came back the same to each question, and it came back that Tameka did not tell the truth.
Wow. So she lied. She coached her son. How could you do that? How could you do that to your child? Why would you put your child through something like that? Why would you ruin your child's innocence by coaching them to saying the most disturbing thing that a parent can do to their own children? Clearly, she is not mentally fit to be a mother or mentally well for her own being if she's gonna do that to her children just to ruin her ex's life. Let him see his children and let him be with his new girlfriend. Stop being the bitter baby mama.
That is impossible, because I never made that up, and I never would, never have, never will. I never made that up.
Yeah, you did. It doesn't
I
lie.
never would make something up like
So we gave
That is
Tameka the test twice,
disgusting.
an extreme exception. Not just they're lying.
So-
This was extreme lying.
Well, so Dan usually comes out and says you need a +4 to pass and a -4 to fail. So I really, really wonder what she was on that scale.
Now, the saddest part about this story is that, one, to be accused of being a child molester,
I could have been killed.
Yes.
It's
Plus,
horrible.
even when you
It
clear-
can ruin a man's life. Obviously, the men or the women, because a lot of women have been doing this, especially lately. And we're going to cover some of those stories as well. It is just absolutely horrible, and I'm going to bring race into it. I'm not scared to say it. Having him be a black man is even more dangerous to accuse him of these things because of what black men already go through. She put her child in just an absolutely disgusting situation to open their imagination and their minds into adult things like this. I'm shocked that she actually failed. I was not really expecting her to fail, but this man could have been killed. This man could have been stalked. If this man actually did hurt these children or his child, I'm not gonna sit here and say that those things shouldn't happen to him. I'm not gonna sit here and say people that hurt children should get a second chance. I do not agree with that. If you hurt a child, you either deserve life in prison or your life taken away from you. And that is just how I feel.
Sometimes you stick with that stigma like, oh yeah, man, that dude was accused of touching his own kids.
Yeah, it can stick with you forever.
Kids do this.
I did not put my children.
Right.
Yeah,
My
you did.
children told me.
She traumatized her own children herself. She was quote unquote worried about her ex or her baby daddy traumatizing her children, but yet she was the one in reality that is doing the abuse.
So several other people
You're a very
that this is what
vindictive
happened.
woman.
I'm not a vindictive woman.
I think you
if that was
used
the
it.
case, I wouldn't have told him that if he passed the test.
And truthfully, I just
and I'm
think,
gonna still stick to
I
my
think
word
you just
because
trying to
you
bust
see
this
him when
guy's balls and you would have put him through the ringer.
I
And you
agree.
would've put
This woman is clearly very hurt by this man, and guaranteed she's entitled to feel like that. Their relationship, obviously, we could hear and we can see just how violent and dangerous and just volatile their relationship is. So obviously she may not be wrong to have anger towards him. He might not have been the best partner. Where you draw the line is involving your own children and using them as a ploy to get back at your ex or your partner. That is disgusting and that is very immature. And if you're gonna do that, you should not have custody of those children.
I mean,
My children told me that this is what happened.
don't we send enough innocent black men in
Because
jail
you
already?
coached them. Yeah.
I mean,
My children told me that
Listen
this
to
is
what
what
don't we
Steve
send
says
enough
right here.
innocent black men in jail already?
Yep. Exactly.
And you want to send one more on CPS? You were calling sex
What
crimes?
mother wouldn't when your child comes
One
to you
that's
and
delusional,
tells you this?
lying,
I don't give a frick
making
what y'all got
stuff
to say because y'all wasn't there when my children was telling
Well,
me
that-
this. I don't give a frick what you got to say
Well,
either.
but I have to say, and what I have to say is, get my story.
Bye. Bye. You should have your children taken away from you immediately. And I'm gonna say this, not every woman should be a mother. It is completely fine if you as a woman do not want children. You should not be forced, and you should not force yourself to become a mother if, for one, you know you cannot handle it, for two, you just are not interested, and for three, if you are not in the right mental state, emotional state, and physical state.
When you talked about your son on the tape, you came across as very credible. It's a shame that it gets to this level because it isn't funny
Very.
when you're accused of crimes, right?
Not.
And where,
horrible.
if she got the police or something and they look at you and they
And I really hope this man got custody of his son. It damaged this whole man's life, reputation.
people go to jail with a lot less evidence than this.
No.
Okay, so I just think that it's a shame that she would do this, the father of her own child. But I'm
Yes.
glad that you were able
It is
to
just
come here
horrible.
and clear your name. And I hope that she'll hold up her end of the bargain, which she stated on stage, that if you pass this test, that you will get to see your son more. And I hope you get
All right, so that was the end of the episode. Let's go ahead and read some of the comments. So somebody said she should be jailed for defamation of character, as well as false accusations and wasting the time of law enforcement. So somebody else said, I got a whole girlfriend at home. That's sadly what started this whole thing. So from the very beginning, you could definitely see that she was very, very mad at him. And I definitely felt towards the end there that it was mainly that he moved on and she just didn't. She's not. And it's very, very sad that she's just another bitter baby mama ruining her children's life. Yeah, she was so serious about tasering him again live on stage. The bitterness in her is just seething through from her soul, and it is poison. So again, like I said, she just felt very volatile. You could just tell that she was pissed at him the second he walked out. And like I was saying, they probably have a very horrible relationship. But you do not bring your children like that. That's just a no-no. You do not do that. So absolutely awful to see a mother do that to the father of her child. She should be thankful he wants to be in his children's life. So I agree with that as well. You obviously see, especially in social media, just a lot of men do not want to be in their children's life, for a handful of reasons. But you finally get a man who is all about his children, all about family, you know, all about wanting to raise this beautiful family, and then you have a woman like her who just come in and just destroy everything. So when somebody else said when she found out he told the truth, a normal mother would jump with relief that her kids are safe. Instead, she just finds something else to blame on him, shaking my head. So that is another reason why I said, you know, she might be guilty, because her reaction just wasn't, you know, a reaction of a normal mother who just found out that her kids actually did not get hurt by the father of her children. So it's just that reaction alone is kind of fishy. This mother is honestly not the worst mother, but she is very disgusting. You should never do that to your children. She's the first person that ruined her children's innocence, and it's frankly disgusting. She should not have custody of her children, and if she does, I really hope that she has learned from this whole situation. So that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Get involved in the comments down below and let me know what you think, and let me know if you have any videos that you want me to react to specifically. All of this is my own opinion and my own thought, so if you disagree or agree with me, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Thank you guys so much for watching.